Hello everyone, it's me Andrea. Today I will show you this card I made for a colleague, and I used this droplets from Design by Rin stamps. These three big, medium, small ones. I already stamped them down with archival ink because I didn't know which medium I would use on top. Then I decided I would use the Derwent pastels, and I used here on top of them, on the darker parts, a dark orange, and for the outside areas where it gets lighter, a yellow. On the medium ones I use red, two different reds, and the small ones I use blues, and I put them on and blend them with my fingers, so very easy. And you really can't do a lot of you can't really make a mistakes with this pastels. Put them on, blend them with your fingers, perfect. The smaller ones I used blending stamp because my fingers are too big for that. So after that I used this fixative outside, of course, to fix it, because pastels of course are always a bit loose on top. So on the reflections I whitened again with white acrylic and give them the reflections back, actually, to to stress them out more. So this is the not so nice bit, cutting everything out and then going around the edges in black with a black pit pen. And this is actually my card front I'm using, and that's craft paper. I use a completely dry brush. The bristles are completely dry, and I use gesso for that. I prefer gesso to white acrylic paint because it is not that opaque, dries much quicker, and that's the reason I use it. I go over the paper loosely. I am not pressing down very much, very loose. So, and then next it's some splatters with gesso as well, watered down, and use this brush, to thin synthetic brush it is. That's better for this drippage or drips. So, and then I use a credit card. You can see me using here the credit card with a dark green, and go on the paper in this quick movements up from the end up to get sort of stems. And on top of that I use the lighter green to get that gets more depth then. So here I'm using a cut down credit card, a very small part, and use the same dark green and light green to have some sort of leaves, let's call them leaves, but this smaller lines. And I go over it very randomly, no system, no plan, and I wanted to stay in this more grungy look, not that neat. And as you can see me here making more stems, because it looked very, very neat with the stems coming up all from the center, and I think this gives much nicer look and more organic. So same way, dark one and the light one, and that's it. So a bit of stamping on the white gesso, but only the second generation stamping. Didn't want to have it that black. That's a script with archival ink. And now I assemble the petals, and I use 3D foam for it. And towards the middle, I glue them down on the paper. That gives them quite a bit of dimension, but they are really stuck to the paper. So what I didn't, and I thought having the tips in the middle very close together looks nice. It does, yeah, but it's not making a perfect circle. I didn't realize that until I got to the last petal, as you can see now, and I realized, that's not fitting, and I tried to get it off, but it was gluing properly already, so I didn't want to ruin the card, and I thought, come on, that's art, that's handmade, It's never perfect, and it adds a bit of dimension, and yeah, it's not really noticeable. So, and I learned with the other ones, as you can see, I learned my lesson, and yeah, that's okay. I glued them down in the same way, glued them down in the middle and the foam to the outside. And this is actually acetate I use when I'm not sure about stamping, positioning, does it look good or not. So I stamp on acetate first and have a look if that looks okay, and then I stamp, and I think that's a good method. Before you ruin a piece, go with that method. It's really the best thing you can do. So, and that works, of course. And this is actually the way I clean them, because I use the acetate again and again. Spritz some alcohol on top and remove it. You can remove all the ink from it. That's archival ink, but even stays on works. You can remove it properly, so it's not wasted. So, and of course they needed a bit of white acrylic paint on the reflections and a bit of more dimension under the petals with this charcoal pen, and I blend it out with a blending stump here. And that's actually the most important bits. Now I will go on with, I think, yeah, that's something I saw Jennifer McGuire does it, and I think it's a really good idea to use craft foam to give the card in general more dimension, and that's really good. You have a really complete equal layer under it, and I put it down with this 80 with this ATC gun, whatever, with this tape, and it's not really sticky. It wasn't a good idea. You will see later. And it, you know, the problem is it sticks sort of, but it's warpy and the paper is heavier. So, and I changed that later. You will see that. So these are metal gears I put into the middle. I thought there was something missing and tried this and that, but the metal gears were the nicest thing, because with this really craft paper, with this more rustic stuff, it goes much better. And I had to use, of course, my absolutely favorite, this triple gloss. It's so fantastic. You can use brush even on larger areas. You can put it on. It's not like glossy accent, you know. You put it on with a brush, and while it's drying, it's flattened a bit, so you will never have the brush strokes on it, and that's really great. Love it. And I think on the petals it gives them even more reflections. So, and here I took it already apart and used a scissors to roughen up the edges. That's what I thought. I wanted the edges more rough, and I used the vintage photo distress ink, and that worked much better. Liked it much more. And then for gluing, that's a problem with craft foam. I wasn't sure what's really sticking on it, and I used this Eileen sticky glue. I didn't know if that would work, but it's the next day today, and it's still sticking fantastically. So it works. Craft foam sticks down with Eileen's tacky glue. I think it calls that tacky glue. So now at the end you will see a close-up, and afterwards some pictures. And I already say thank you for watching. I hope you like it, and I hope I will see you with my next video. Have a nice time, guys. Bye bye.